I'm not gonna lie, I kind of prefer it with the flow-through end cap on it because it still sounds really good, but I'm not getting gassed out. Hey guys, this is Alex Costa from A&R Design, and this is a long-awaited video many of you asked for. We've actually never done a video on this Type A SPR short stroke piston rifle, but the highlight of this video will be the CGS Group SCI 6. We ordered it in February, and it showed up in September, October? Anyway, took a while. Waited a long time for it. So far I have put a handful of rounds through it. Been really happy with it. It is a suppressor that I believe Slade wanted to have CGS build a suppressor to be a replacement of the RC2 for Surefire. Something that is harder use than an RC2. It's not as quiet as an RC2. I think on the Pew Science scale, it's a little bit louder, but it's supposedly much more hard use. It's got a decent dwell chamber inside. It's got some aspects to it that allow this suppressor to become not a true flow through, but CGS does sell these ported end caps, which does allow gases to escape forward and kind of become a kind of flow through. Not a true flow through, but allows it to be more flow through with the ported end cap. I did notice like the diameter of the end cap is quite a bit larger than like an RC2. So it's a little bit bigger inner diameter on the can. It's got a reverse thread adapter on it, so lefty tighty, righty loosey on the can to the muzzle device itself. I mean, out of the box, I was really impressed with the packaging, the form, fit, function. The adapter went right on, I had no issues. Around the time I received mine, some people were complaining about issues with adapters. I don't have any issues with mine. The only thing that, and it's just as a manufacturer and a packaging type thing, I did notice there was wrench flat marks on the can. I don't know if it was where they put the body of the suppressor in some jaws when they went to laser engrave it, but there were some, you know, shiny metallic marks on two of the wrench flats on either side of the suppressor. A buddy of mine had two of them show up at his shop, also having wrench flat blems on the suppressor. So, you know, I don't care, but someone who's maybe waited a really long time for that suppressor might care. But that's just my O2 on fit and finish. Otherwise, everything about it is absolutely fantastic. I think it's a well-rounded suppressor from the amount of use I've put through it. We put it on a adjustable short stroke piston AR from Type A. This is an 11.5 inch SBR, and it's pretty awesome. The only thing I changed on this rifle from Type A comes with a loft holder. The only thing I changed out was the Type A trigger. I like the Type A triggers. They're really nice, but I've been running G triggers for so long now that I just really like G triggers. So that's the only thing I changed on it. We have a Modlite OKW 18650 here. We might still have these available on our website. We have it on an Arisaka mount. We do sell those. And I'm running a hot button that I got as a gift. So there we go. Man, 100 Concepts, their 3D printed light cover, which is kind of cool. Anyway, this is kind of like a truck gun, something easy. We've got our Anvil Ukon 193 Romeo 4T mount here on the upper receiver. This has backup iron sights built in, a no windage adjustment rear pistol style with a elevation adjustment front sight post. We are actually running a sale on these right now. Anyway, we got tons of them and they're awesome. They're super lightweight, mini carry handle gang. We just like to highlight some of our products on these weapon systems when we run these videos. Anyway, we'll put a few mags through with the standard end cap on it, and then we'll swap over to the ported end cap and see what the differences are. I forgot I must wear a glove. Short stroke piston bleeds off gas right where hand is. It's not a flow through can, so it's gassy, even with the bleed off on the short stroke. Super hot, fast gun. I seem to keep breaking cans when they get hot. This is machine gun rated. It's definitely gonna hold up to this. But man, I keep breaking other people's cans. All right, need a break because my eyes are getting a little gassed out. But this Type A SPR, super soft shooting when you get that bleed off adjusted on the gas valve. I do wear a glove running the gun this fast because that hot gas does escape, and the more it runs fast, the hotter it gets. So wearing a glove's nice. That's the only problem with bleeding off gas up front is that gas comes out here, not there, and not as much back here. I'm still getting gas coming out here at the ejection port side. It's not the greatest. I've been a little spoiled on flow-through cans on a lot of my ARs lately. So going back to a non-flow-through 5.56 gun, you know, taste it. My lead level's at 4.5, close to 5. 5's not good. Anyway, so I like it. The can's quiet. And this is one of those cans that we talk about in a lot of videos. What's the best can to buy? What's the best can for a short 5.56? And the answer is like, depends what you're doing, depends what you want out of your system. I think in general, I think this is not the quietest can, but it's also not the loudest can. With a bleed off gas system, it's not the gassiest gun, but it's still a gassy gun. If you're looking for something that has a silencer tone to it, this can has that. If you want to go flow through and get gases away from you and slow your gas system down and have a more reliable weapon over time, go with a flow through. And we're going to stick that end cap on here and see how it runs. So let's switch to the ported end cap and see how loud this gets. So you can see you got like a baffle stack in there, which looks like a traditional baffle stack, but then you also have these vents that go along the top of the can where the end cap, trying not to melt my hands here. There's the other end cap. This is gonna get hot quick. 7/8 wrench. The nice thing is when you want to swap end caps, because it's a reverse thread adapter onto the barrel, I was lefty-loosey the end cap and it tightened up the can a little bit onto my muzzle device. But my can's hot, so that thing's probably fused on there now, and I'll have to put this in a vise to get it happy. This is our A&R Kydex mag carrier in Woodland. Coincidentally enough, our multicam ones are actually NATO stock numbered for an unnamed military unit. And right now I'm running it on a Ridgeline drop on a Tech Lock. I really like the drop in Tech Lock because I'm wearing a jacket right now. I didn't want to put a battle belt on. My magazine is now lower and kicked out away from the body, so I can still comfortably wear my jacket and still have a mag carrier in a nice location for doing this video. All right, so we had to regas the gun. The gun was tuned for super soft shooting and reliable shooting in the cold with a low flow can. Switching to the ported end cap, which makes this more of a flow through suppressor. I did have to close the gas setting about 12 positions on a superlative arms short stroke piston gas block. So now we have a functioning, really nice ejection with this different end cap. And so we'll run some rounds through it now with the high flow end cap. I'm not getting gassed out right now. All that gas is moving down range now. And I'm actually super surprised. It is still a fairly quiet can. I would say with the flow through end cap, still having a traditional baffle style. It's a lot closer to that Huxworks 556 Flow K in terms of like tone versus like the Knights can or the Sig can being much louder than this as flow through cans. So again, it's not a real flow through. I forget how it was described to me. I can tell you actually. Okay, I'll just read this. It's got increased flow from the blast chamber to the annual area all the way to the end with the ported end cap. It will be a lower pressure can. So that's cool. We saw that when we swapped end caps, that there is ports flowing through the suppressor, pulling gases up front. And when you have the low flow end cap, that gas is trapped. And when you put the ported end cap on, now those vents have a place to exhaust gases forward. It's not quiet, but it's not loud. Like compared to the Knights new QDC, CRF, PRT, XYZ can, it's quieter as a higher flow, low back pressure can. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of prefer it with the flow through end cap on it because it still sounds really good, but I'm not getting gassed out. This might be the best all-around suppressor I have messed with in a while. Just having the ability to change that end cap and turn it from a low flow to a high flow can and still have it sound like a silencer and still have it be hard use. They did a really good job. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. Anyway, this rifle's sick. Type A makes awesome stuff. Really nice, high quality. They make everything in-house on their guns here. That's a G trigger, but everything else they make in-house pretty much. They turn their own barrels and they make some really, really, really good weapon systems. Been a huge fan of them for a very long time, and they're good people too. We've known them for the better part of 10 years. Lastly, just remember, this is our optic mount from Anvil USA, Anvil Manufacturing. This is our Link Light Sling. This sling is being held to the rifle by a magnetic Neomag Sentry strap. Keeps it in place, deploys really easily. We sell the Sentry straps on our website. The Link Light Sling is actually going through DoD right now for NATO stock numbering. So both our Link and Link Light are being NATO stock numbered. That's super cool. That's because it's being used by an unnamed military unit as a military standard for their sling. Outside of that, yeah, CGS, you did a great job. Slade, good job. I like it. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. Look forward to hearing your feedback of this video.